Josephus portrays himself as a religious traveler, one who belongs to a priestly family but is engaged in a quest for the most convincing brand of Judaism, moving from one group to another. As noted, for Josephus, in the war, Essenes clearly exercise the greatest attraction, with considerably more space allotted for them than for other sects. Since the first discoveries at Qumran in late 1940s, there has been an ongoing discussion regarding the relationship between Josephus, Essenes, and the community behind the Dead Sea Scrolls. There are obvious meaningful overlaps. Both Josephus and the scrolls attest to sharing property, regular prayers, water immersions of cleansing, ascetic practices, desert location, and celibacy, at least for some members of the movement. In addition, Philo of Alexandria describes the Essenes as Jewish philosophers with ascetic spiritualistic inclinations. There are also, however, distinctive features of the outlook reflected in the scrolls which are not mentioned by Josephus. For example, Qumranic texts exemplify strong anti-temple sentiment, the Jerusalem temple and its priesthood as corrupt and destined for destruction, and the hope that in its place the new pure temple will be erected. In addition, they view those who do not belong to their group, the rest of Israel, as sons of darkness, doomed for annihilation. Finally, there is a strong messianic emphasis, with various messianic figures featuring in the end of days scenario, the motif we already related to, and which was overlooked completely by Josephus. What can be the explanation for such discrepancies? They may derive from Josephus' agenda, addressing the Roman audience in the wake of the destruction of Jerusalem and the temple. Josephus might have been unwilling to dwell on the intra-Jewish perceptions which could indicate that the catastrophe was an anticipated and even well-deserved outcome. To highlight messianic aspirations could have also been awkward, as they would be by necessity perceived by the Roman audience as subversive and thus justifying the violent measures of suppression. An alternative explanation has also been offered. The Essenes Josephus visited and the community behind the Dead Sea Scrolls can represent two different offshoots of the same movement. Therefore, the messianic emphasis combined with the hatred toward the sons of darkness was characteristic only of one and not the other. Trying to localize the early Christian outlook vis-à-vis that of the Essenes, we should keep in mind the possibility of such intra-Essene divisions.